Testing 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's jump out here and see what we got going on. All right, so what I'm seeing leading the day is WAI. Good morning, Cody. WAI and MRM. MRM. Up 227%, but it is still out of scope for me. So I'm waiting to see which one of these wants to act up. Does MRM have catalyst? It does not. All right. I jump back up to this one, 570. This one is a Chinese stock. They have news on it. They're one of the few that has news. So I want to see if they can actually end up holding up and giving us a little move up higher. Let's look at the daily chart before we get into this too deeply. So WAI had a top here of 949. So we'll say this is a peak level. Peak level. Daily level. All right, then we have a couple more peaks out here, but this one is really high, up there to $20. And then we have this big gap here that's way up there. So some very let's do a reverse split or something. Oh wow. Yeah, it must have did a couple of reverse splits. I don't think it's ever been up to $6,000. Okay. All right, let's go back to the main MRM going on down. Maybe we'll have something else pop up, but these two are the leaders for right now. Up 200%. And what was the catalyst from yesterday? Yesterday, it says Medirum healthcare technology shares move higher. Company NPR says it joins World Proof of Human Protocol by Sam Altman company. So a little bit of crypto yesterday, but I mean, it just joined a group. That's it. Okay, let me see. Medirum decides to double installation of authentication device orb in 200 stores. All right, so they put their device, doubled the amount of devices in stores. They got a deal with Sam Altman. That's the same thing that we read earlier. Okay, so kind of on the fence there. Let's see. So we got a little bit of structure over on this Chinese stock. What does this look like? Point of control is from point of control. Let me see, where is it? From 615 down to, or up to 810. 810 up down to 604. 810 is, wow, that's a lot of area to cover. Okay. All right. Well, it's above 5. Does have a little bit of news and all this stuff. So I'm wondering, could it possibly get back up here? It is. Let me look at this bottom here. Can it end up holding this up? We're not sure yet, though. 50 cents away from the 5. MRM coming back up as well, but it's under 5, so I just don't know right now. Okay, so we had a little fall down. 550 seems to be kind of holding. But I'm unsure about this bottom. It's been down here and tested this 1-2 times. Has a little bit of a trend structure here, but will that news hold up? The news was from yesterday. It says top Kingwin unit enters sales contract with Walker Times International for a sale of 10,000 units of TKD2C AI robots to be sold to purchaser at a price of 480 per unit. For total proceeds of 4.8 million. Robots are to be delivered in batches through October 2025, September. So about a year of these robots being distributed out to these stores. I mean, it has news, it has all this stuff, but it's very, mm, very interesting. And it has room to test up here to maybe the 610s. I don't know, but the range here is kind of off. Let's look at these last couple of candles. So it moved from 557 up to 566, 552, 558. So these are some smaller candles. This little crash down though was 583 down to, so about a 30-cent crash out on one candle. Hmm. For some reason, this little cheap one, CJET, is getting more eyes on it than these other two. I'm guessing because of how it's set up right here. Only 22 cents, but you know, people are over here looking at it because it got this big. Well, it looks big, but it's really not. It started at 15 cents and it went up to a high of almost 25 cents. So a 10-cent move there, but it's got 16 million shares traded. So because it looks so bullish, I want to make sure that people, if they are over here trading this, they give up on it. And plus, it's only up 36% being this cheap. All right, so getting a test down here to this level. I want to see what this level wanted to do here. But this one's coming on up. So it's really between WAI and CJET sucking up this volume right now. WAI fell on through there. Okay. Very close to the 5 though, and heading down. This is the second time. Let's see, 534 is the previous bottom here. So let's see if it can hold this up. Let me mark this as a pre-market price level, so I know this was a pre-market price level. Okay. Pre-market price level came down here to the low, was not able to get it. 550s here. Still up 73%, 12 million shares traded. CJet still in the eyes with this high try. It looks like I had already marked this one up too. This is let's go to the daily chart on this one. People's Republic. So this is another Chinese stock. So we're seeing Chinese stocks move. I want to trade, if I'm going to trade a Chinese stock, it needs to be one that meets the criteria like this one. So we came down to the low, 534, super low down here. And we're retesting the 550s. It's Friday, but I'm going to go ahead. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. I need to go to this one. 550, 50-cent risk down to the bottom. I hit it before I was even able to do anything there. But 550s, I want to see how these 550s hold here. Ooh, I forgot. Cody, let me it's up 100% right now in UAI. Let me look at that in UAI here. $1, it's up only up 28%. Okay, so we've come down here quite a bit. I'm giving this one a little bit of time above this previous level, but it kind of looks good here. 553s. And then CJet, is CJet coming down here right now? CJet, okay. For WAI, just seeing that volume pop up a little bit. Trying to give it some time. So now it is tested this level. Let's see where it wants to go. Can it hold this 534? What? Wait a minute. Order is not. Am I having issues at Charles Schwab? Hold on, man. What's going on at Charles Schwab here? Just tried to put in an order. Let's see. What's going on? What's going on? Am I tripping or is Schwab tripping? What's going on? What's going on? What that message say? Oh, it may be that WAI is blocked because it's a Chinese stock. Okay. Oh, it's saying call a representative. So it says rejected. Your order is not eligible for electronic entry. Please call Charles Schwab representative for assistance. So I guess they're not allowing trading on WAI. Interesting. Hmm. Okay. Well, maybe they're saving my life. I don't know. But yeah, they just blocked my entry there. I was looking at this looking at this little receding line, but they won't let me buy it. So, interesting. All right, well, I guess I can go over and look at I guess I can go over and look at what was that one he called out? NUAI. That's crazy, man. I was ready to go. I was ready to go. All right, NUAI. Let's see. So this one doesn't have many catalysts for today. He said it's up 100%. Or wait, I thought you said it's up 100. Oh, you're up 100% and you're looking at NUAI. What's going on over here at this one? New area, Texas data. Okay. I'm not seeing any catalyst for today, but I see on the 24th it says new era in Sharon AI advanced Texas data center and venture aiming for gigawatt power capacity by 2027. And then I see New Era Energy and digital advanced development of flagship AI data center. Okay. I don't know. If you're getting a portfolio of AI things, then maybe so. But yeah, that looks like a heavy AI play. Let's look over here on the daily chart. 144 at the top, and then it's up to 181 right now. And this looks like all the data that it has. So it had this big push up, push down, and has been gapping higher. But let me see where this company is actually located. New AI. New Air Energy and Digital. That's crazy, man. I had already hit the buy button. I'm like, let's go. What's going on? Then I read the message. I was like, no. This one's out of Midland, Texas. New Era Energy operates as an exploration and production platform. Engages in exploration, development, and production of helium, oil, natural gas, and natural gas liquids in the United States. The company owns and operates a portfolio of approximately 137,000 acres in northeast New Mexico. Its flagship Picos scope field covering an area of 1,893 square kilometers. Oh my goodness. 1,893 square kilometers, located 20 miles north of Roswell. Uh-oh, that's them aliens out there, Roswell. It's serves as a tier 2 gas company and balloon gas distributor. Whoa. Okay, so you do helium, oil, natural gas liquids. You have all these kilometers of located 20 miles north of Roswell. It serves tier 2 gas companies and balloon gas distributors. The company was formerly known as New Era Helium Inc. and changed its name to New Era Energy and Digital Inc. I'm guessing it's going to try some crypto at some point if it's got digital in there. In August 2025, New Era Energy and Digital Inc. is based in Midland, Texas. Man, look at WAI, bro. Man, I would at least been in the green. So even though I couldn't take the trade, I had the right idea for it to hold this, but it is what it is. I took the trade down here right at 550 when they told me I couldn't take it, and now it's up 20 cents from where I was gonna get in. So yeah, it is what it is. It happens. I don't know why Charles. Well, it's a Chinese stock. That's why. But Charles Schwab sees this as a threat. So, but I had the right idea. We'll see how high it goes now without us. As tears form in my eyes, and I get my bucket ready to catch them. Look at this, man. 30 cents, bro. That's 30 cents. And I still would have been holding because 30 cents is where I actually try to put my stop at. But yeah. That's nasty. But it is what it is, it happens. Let me continue to read these chats here, see if I missed anything. Cody said the Lord works in mysterious ways. That was a winner, bro. That was a winner. RexCon said some people are buying WAI. Is anybody here able to? Well, you know what? I mean, if you don't want to get in it, you don't have to. But if Charles Schwab is seeing it as a threat, maybe maybe it is. I don't know. Let me go look at what we got for today on as far as meetings go. So today is the 26th. We have a speech by Vice Chair of Supervision Bowman, the approach to monetary policy decision making at conversation with Bowman, the Carnell Club. Oh my gosh, look at this. Man, come on, bro. 50 up to 9. That's 40 cents right there. Meeting the criteria. It's got a catalyst. It's got the price. It's got the ATR. Wow. Wow. Too late now. I wouldn't buy it now. What would hurt even more if it goes up here to 657 or if it goes back up here to $9? That would hurt even more. You better not do it. You better not do it. Shorts, please, shorts. I beg of you. Do not allow this. Thank you, shorts. You're so gracious. Man, bro, that was some pretty good. That would have been a pretty good start to the day on WAI. Let me look back over here at some of these other ones. Everything else is under 5, man. It was the only one. And I would have been okay with this little short-term profit because my 30-cent stop would have been, so if I got in at 550, the stop would have been up here around, so I would have already been stopped out as it came back down here. Yeah, would have been stopped out. But I would have been stopped out with 30 cents of profit. Anything else want to come up and play ball? It's got 13 million shares traded. It had this little bottom down here of 534. I don't know. Is anybody on TOS able to trade WAI? Because I was not. Maybe if you're trading with another broker or something, maybe you can get it. But yeah, Charles Schwab is saying, nah, bro. That's my first time getting blocked on one of these, but I guess it's because I usually don't trade Chinese stocks. So I really don't know if the other ones would have given me those issues, but I was definitely going to trade this one. Came down here, one touch on the 534. I was waiting for a bottom to kind of close out here, which it did at 540, a higher low, and then looking for it to reclaim, and which exactly it did exactly that and got on up there. Okay. But anyway, it's Friday, end of the week. I really wasn't trying to play defense on the day because there was something tradable, but point of control is still up here at 615. Didn't get all the way there. Coming back into this level. So yeah, I definitely would have been stopped out. Is WAI one of those that has been a previous popper? I think it has, and it's popped and dropped pretty hard. I think it has because we look at the daily chart here, we can see right here, it went from 354 up to 9. Well, it opened down here, or around here somewhere. One of these opens, $3 all the way up to 9, and then gave it all back in one day. Let's look back a little bit more. Had a quite a bit of a drop from 9 to 3 before. Another pop right here, popped up to 20, came back down to 11.97. Yeah, kind of a funky looking chart. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe they are saving my soul. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna take it as a blessing. Not stress it. CJET going on down. So we're looking for something that's over 5. That has some range. That possibly has catalyst. I don't know if anything else is gonna pop up with catalyst today, but well, that's what I'm looking for. You may be looking for something different, but that's what I'm looking for. All these other little cheap ones down here. BLMZ and all this just not even moving. Now CJET doesn't look so good as it was earlier. With 40 million shares traded. Boy, if this thing drops to the floor, I'm gonna call Schwab and thank them so much. I'm like, you know what? I was mad at first, but y'all saved me so much money. Even though I was gonna start my entry with 10 shares. Even with 10 shares, if it were to drop, let's say down to the 5, because that's where I would definitely be stopping out below 5. That would be maybe like from where I got in 50 down to 5 on 10 shares, 50 cents. That's not that bad. But for folks that are taking 1,000 share entry position, that could hurt. But I'm just trying to get my little feet wet and then add to a winner. But it is back within this level here. It's got this bottom that it could break down, but I'm not sure if it will. Let me read Dragonfire's chat there. Let's see. I had Schwab did that to me on a couple tickers this year too. Seems like there's a lot of eyes on Guts. Uh-oh. Let's go check out Guts. See who's getting their Guts robbed. Let's go. Guts is has $1.29 out here, and it hit a high of 138 on Guts. Okay, a whole lot of wicks. Is y'all's charts looking wiki like this? Cause mine looks very wiki. I don't know why. Let's look at the daily chart on this. Guts. How much is Guts up? Guts is up 23%. Okay, so being this cheap with 23% just does not make my stomach feel good. Makes it boil actually. So it closed at $1 yesterday and it had a high of 138 today. Not a whole lot of obviousness, just a big void, basically. Let me see. It does have, Fractal Health announces groundbreaking data for Remain 1 midpoint cohort. I don't even know what any of that is. It's weight regain. So prevent weight regain after stopping other popular drugs. So it's basically a transition from one drug to another. One makes you makes you gain weight, and then you take this one to make you stop gaining weight, which is kind of depressing when you think about it. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna take this drug and then take this next drug to continue my phase of normal life. CJET came down here again. It's got 43 million. It needs to fail. Then we got WAI. Yeah. MRM about to break down this 430 level. 13 million shares. I don't know why so many eyes on CJET though. Oh, what? They're doing a private placement. They're doing a private placement offering of up to 20 million, it says today. Dropped at 6 o'clock. So a private placement offering up to 20 million to their other folks. And that's not killer news. I don't know why that's up, but it does have news on the day. Looking at the two ones with news, WAI and CJET, CJET is definitely winning with this little 21-cent self. Can we catch anything else with a little bit of catalyst or either continuation for today that is meeting criteria though? CJET, or I mean not CJET, WAI came up here and tested this level once again. Will it end up breaking down? Very tight range on it though. Kind of running out of heart here. Okay. $0.22. Yeah, small caps. I mean, we only got two up close to 100%, but I just have a feeling that something else is on the way. Yeah, I kind of need to see CJ give up on life. Go ahead and break down 20 cents and get back going to 15 cents. It's only up 34, 35%. Well, came down here to 20 cents, made a 2-cent move up here. So, where will sellers sell? Point of control at 21 cents. Where's the other points of control? All of them were from 18 cents up to 21. Big old struggle level here. Now it's up 39%. Guts and NUAI are 20% strugglers. They haven't broken out of that range yet. I don't like those $5 strugglers, and then I don't like the 20% strugglers. If they're just sitting in 20%, I mean, they could move later on in the day or something, but just like, bro, you need to get on through there. 20% should be nothing for a low float. But CJET has, let's see, 46 million, and WAI has 13 million still, and the volume just isn't pouring into WAI. How many times is that? 40, so 13, 39. It's almost 3 or 4 times. It's 3 or 4 times the volume on that. Yeah, almost 4 times. So 3.53. So today, if this is going to be the leader, CJET, I am cool being patient. And it's such a tight range too. And I'm surprised we're not seeing bigger. Well, there was a little bit of bigger size there on the tape over here, but surprised it's not even more congested being this cheap. Because people usually there's a lot of mistakes that can happen on these. One, people can fat finger. Two, people can just oversize. And when they get into an area that's hurting them, they sell, and it can make bigger moves unpredictably because they're selling such big size. MRM still going down 70 cents away from the 5. CJ looks to have a higher float too. So that's a couple of things against it. One, it's barely making it out of 20%. Two, it's a higher float. Three, it's lower range. All right, so I just want to see it continue to just fall down this mountain. Okay, so WAI's 5 minute, 15 minute isn't looking super hot. Had a bottom here of 550, so still above that, what I was looking for as an entry level. Okay, let's look at the front page of Yahoo Finance. Let's see if we can find any standout candidates for Friday. All right, so why the U.S. shutdown is different this time around, this government funding face-off isn't like those of the past. The reason both sides are okay with it. Trump plans tariff push with 100% rates on some drugs. Daylight robbery, TikTok's 14 billion price tag stuns investors. TikTok's 14 billion price tag stuns investors. Trump's 100% tariffs look like a reprieve for many pharmas. Besant puts U.S. money at risk in 20 billion Argentina backstop. U.S. targets chip makers with a new plan to curb imports. Oil set for big weekly gain as pressure on Russia intensifies. Ex-FBI Director Comey charged amid Trump retribution push. Trump's energy pivot accelerates U.S. solar and wind power mergers, asset sales. It's got amps out here. I don't know what amps is doing. European stock gain as investors shrug off Trump's tariff plans. Meta to launch ad-free Facebook and Instagram subscriptions in UK. More U.S. tariffs. China's furniture kingdom says it's already moved on. Daimler Truck, Stratton shares fall as Trump announces truck tariffs. Britain says pushing for better outcome on U.S. pharma tariffs. And then investors look to jobs data to support rate cut path, pricey stock market. Okay. All right. So what's this going on with old TikTok with this? What was it? 40 million. TikTok 14 billion. Price tag. Okay. Let's see what they're talking about on TikTok. TikTok, man, I've never used TikTok. So
we go now live to the White House, where President Trump is signing an executive order clearing the way for a deal to sell TikTok's U.S. assets to some U.S. investors.
Based on what's good for their business, as opposed to what's good for another government's propaganda arm. So that's what we've done with this deal. I think it's very good for the American people. And as the president said, young people love this. We actually want everybody to access this, whether they're MAGA or not. We just want it to be fair. We want it to be fair to everybody. And we think that's what's going to happen with this new arrangement.
Well, the U.S. government.
And just to follow up on the vice president, there were two pieces to the transaction. The vice president's office has worked since the spring for the commercial transaction between the investor groups, and then Treasury and a group including the vice president's office were in Madrid 2 weeks ago to negotiate with the Chinese, and it was a result of President Trump's close relationship with Party Chair Xi that we were able to get this across the line. We created a framework for Party Chair Xi to agree, and then on the leaders' call, Xi and President Trump discussed the final arrangement. So it was 1-2, and that was the final piece.
Will the U.S. government get any kind of annual payment as a result of this deal?
Taxes. It's going to make money, and we're going to get a lot of money in taxes. And you know, China wanted to see this go. This is a great legacy for China too. I thought President Xi was great in terms of his approval. We probably could have done it a different way, but it wouldn't have been the same. Wouldn't have been the same security at all. But I appreciated that he approved it.
So nothing aside from taxes. There's no part of the deal that is like a payment to the U.S. government.
Well, we're going to be announcing different things, but the U.S. comes out great. And I think China comes out great because they're going to have a very important legacy. And they have many other deals. You know, they have deals with us, and they have deals in here in this country. And, you know, they want to be treated fairly also.
So, Mr. President and Mr. Vice President, the U.S. company could change the algorithm to push different content? Is that?
The U.S. company will have control over how the algorithm pushes content to users, and that was a very important part of it. We thought it was necessary for the national security element of the law. We also just think it's important to protect American users. Again, we want users to use this platform the way they want to. We want the business to make decisions about content based on the interests of the business and based on the interests of the users, and that's what we think will happen with this new arrangement.
And they're paying a lot of money, and I think hopefully it's going to be a great deal. They're very sophisticated people. You'll see a list. Have you seen a list yet of the people? Well, you've been reading about it. It's. I know Michael Dell's involved, and Rupert Murdoch's involved, and a lot of. And let's see, we have probably 4 or 5 absolutely world-class investors that love the country, and they made a lot of money with the country, and. Many of them are in a somewhat related business, so it works out pretty well. And they're going to be very careful about all of these questions that you've been asking.
All right. Let me see. So TikTok deal. Okay. Well, that was the biggest thing. I know in IT and things, when TikTok first came out, it was kind of a gray space for especially for American users, because we were like, okay, where is this data going that y'all are putting in here? Y'all are putting in credentials and all this, and everybody doesn't have strong passwords or any security type thoughts in their head as they're going onto an app. They're just like, oh, my friend's using it. And so, when businesses and things like that, you got people connecting with their credentials, they'll use their email and password. That's the same one that they use for their business in TikTok. And we're like, okay, you just put that in there. Could that lead to a possible breach of, your business security because you're using the same credentials, same password? Even if you don't use the same email, if you're using the same password, if they crack it, or if you just hand it to them, that could be bad. But now US is looking like it's going to have a little bit more control over what happens with data. And data today is pretty much everything. What you know is power. So, just like Charles Schwab blocked WAI today for me. They knew something that I did not, and they, on the interest of themselves and me, said, nah, you're good. Nah, bruh. So, it's one of those things where at first I was like, but I'm like, you know what? Chinese stock, I usually don't trade these anyway. Maybe they saved me from a bullet, bullet in the leg. Let's see what else we got over here. Fed must cut rates aggressively to prevent economic downturn. August PCE. Fed comments, will AI trade become other .com crash or another .com crash? Let's see what this one's talking about.
Markets are awaiting more Fed speak along with PCE inflation data out later this week. Fed Chair Powell addressed the state of the economy Tuesday, saying higher inflation and lower employment pose a challenging situation for the central bank. My next guest says the focus should be more on the labor market at this point in time. Joining me now is Jose Torres, Interactive Brokers senior economist. Jose, great to see you, as always, on set. Let's start there with Powell's comments on inflation and employment. It's a challenging situation, he says. Jose, what do you make of how the Fed is navigating that challenging situation? Are they making the right moves, in your opinion?
Great to see you, Josh and Brooke. Look, I think that the statements were way too balanced. When you look at what's going on in the labor market, we got a first month of job losses since the pandemic year of 2020. That was June of this year. That got revised down to negative 13,000. 3-month moving average, we're doing really bad on a historical perspective, only 29,000 per month on job gains. When you look at what drove the 50 basis point cut last year in September, that was 3-month job growth of around 80,000. So we're way below half of that. I think the Fed ought to start cutting more aggressively and start communicating that, because too balanced of a perspective risks an economic downturn at this juncture.
So the jobs market is cooling. Why is it cooling, Jose?
Well, you have a lot of the rate-sensitive, cyclically oriented areas. They don't feel comfortable hiring right now, namely real estate, manufacturing, and small business. Immigration restrictiveness is also a huge deal. You don't have the supply of workers, while at the same time, like Chair Powell mentions, you also don't have that much demand for workers. So it's a confusing situation. But I think that monetary policy is far too restrictive, and that's one of the main reasons why job growth is way down this year.
All right. Let's see. So we heard, we saw, and all that good stuff. So WAI ended up going towards 5, as I didn't want, and just following this trend down. Let's jump back over to MRM. Got about 10 minutes till 7 o'clock.
Terry, finally, I want to get your latest take on this shut.
Shut up. All right. Okay. Oh, it said, wait. That's a little bit interesting. Okay, let's see. Why a government shutdown serves both Republicans and Democrats. Let's see what they got. Let's see what they got.
Terry, finally, I want to get your latest take on this shutdown, which you've been saying for a while is going to happen. And I thought it was interesting. You recently talked about how it is in both parties' interests right now to have the shutdown happen. They both are trying to sort of angle to get something out of it.
Yeah, the politics are, people, I think, overcomplicate this. The politics are that the Democrats need to show that they're willing to stand up to bad orange man, and Schumer got a lot of grief about this a few months ago, making a deal over an earlier shutdown threat. So they're going to have some sort of performance. At the same time, the signals Democrats are sending is we're willing to back off provided we get some agreement on a compromise on premium Obamacare plans and premiums for Obamacare plans. And Republicans have, in turn, have signaled that they're willing to talk about making a compromise there, just not in a temporary spending bill. So what you got is a situation, I think, where there's there's a signal from the Democrats. And at the same time, what Republicans want to signal is that, look, we're not the people that are making it difficult to deal with debt and deficit. These other folks are. The Democrats are. So it serves both of them to have a little performance this week and next. But traditionally, this hasn't mattered very much. It matters more now because of debt and deficit signals. But strangely enough, tariffs have proved to be the friends of the markets here because they're making up on a lot of the revenue that was earlier a concern.
Wow, wow, wow. All right. So it's probably gonna pop again. Let me mute that so it doesn't blow my ears off again. All right. Yeah, so money is being made for sure. There was a lot of back and forth, but money is being made. All right, let me go and look. What was I going to? Markets. That man said bad orange man. That's crazy. All right, our market's getting wary on oh, I don't want to see how this isn't what I want to see. Okay. All right, so yeah, we pretty much saw the thing that I really was interested in. Guts went on down. Guts to 8% now. Really choppy, under 5. Definitely out of scope for me. And then NUAI was another one that was called out. Had a high, so kind of just trading sideways, very, very choppy as well. They got volume, but the range is just not there. And there maybe higher floats as well. We got 7 minutes until the top of the hour. Will anything new pop into existence? So right now, I had this previous trend up here at 571. It kind of disproved that by rolling on through on WAI. And then it got under this previous touch point, this 534, and broke to new lows. So yeah, all of that was kind of like a big no-no. Only 20 cents away from $5. So, it's has a very high chance of, revisiting forward today. Very high chance. Can't believe MRM has been sitting down here at 200% and just trading such a tight range in here. 446 down, so about a 20-cent range in here. Hasn't received any, let's see. Japanese, Asian. So all of the ones that are leading today are Japanese and Asian. I wondered, is Charles Schwab blocking all of them or what? Yeah, this wasn't even a defensive day. I was ready to attack something. Ready to attack something here on Friday for some quick profits. But the week has been pretty slow. A couple of days I closed up very small green, you know, giving back some profit, but not going all the way red. And I was like, you know what? Just take my time because one of these is gonna pop through the roof. Don't know which one, but one of these is gonna pop through the roof. All right, well, if y'all have any other call outs, we can go check those out. We have 3 minutes to the top of the hour. 3 minutes, and I haven't seen anything pushing aggressively up here to try to challenge these top movers. Good morning, Tatiana. Yeah, 3 minutes. We looked around the market. We saw WAI was blocked on TOS, and then we had a couple other ones that were kind of taking eyes away from the market or away from higher price movers. CJET and MRM. But yeah, just in a waiting period right now. MRM still up 200%. I wonder. The only problem is it's not over 5. If it was over 5 and looking like this, I would definitely be in this. But this could be something down here. Let me look at where these bottoms have touched, and let me look at the daily chart. Only problem is it doesn't have a catalyst for today. It's a continuation from yesterday, and it's Japanese. So 440, where's 440? Okay, got over this peak. So 350, that's a peak. Okay, so let's zoom back a little bit. 350 got a peak there before. Another peak up here. 531. Peak up here to 841. All right, so let's see how that looks when we look at the whole picture here. Noting those peaks. Okay. So let's look back here. So let's look at how far it is away. So the 350 level is underneath it. It's got the 531 and the 843 up there. I think that's all of them that I had in there. With a point of control up here at 493. Still holding that 200 or almost 200% into this little dip here. Questionable for sure. WAI about to break down 5. 9 cents away. Yeah, so MRM, man, it's I mean, it's definitely in some type of dip here. I mean, does look a little choppy, but man, definitely got some potential here holding this 200%. It's just out of scope for me. If it was over 5, I would definitely be in this trade right here. Had a bottom down here of 430s. Let's see if it can get going upwards. Slight upward structure. We'll see how this holds. Yep. A lot of volume coming in there. Big. I mean, it's got a lot of work. If it can close this candle above what 429, it may be looking pretty good going upward. Up 215%. And volume pouring in here. Whew. All right, so came down, tested that level, still holding though. Top side of this candle is the 460. So really the 450s need to kind of needs to close around these 450s, which it looks like it's going to end up doing. 7 o'clock, giving a little bounce down, more volume coming in, but if it slows down to the downside, still see this volume coming in here. Bottom of this is 430. Is MRM a Chinese stock, Asian stock? MRM. Let's see. What is this one? Yep, Tokyo, Japan. So Japanese stock. WAI just broke under $5. It's down to $4.90 now. So it's out of scope. Do I want to stream together? What? Right into you already live streaming on your main Kick? Well, right now I'm streaming on a couple of platforms, streaming on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. Let's see what it wants to do here. Yeah. WAI with a nice little sell-off. Well, kind of glad I stayed out of that one, or I was forced to stay out of that one by my overseer, Charles Schwab. Appreciate you, Charles Schwab. Saving lives on a daily. Right? Nothing to see here rushing back for him. Yeah, it might be. They might be fishing for a little bit more than a chat. Might be trying to serenade me. Trying to take me to dinner. Give me a nice steak. Fine dining type deal. All right. See what the overall market is doing since everything else. Okay, so the overall, and I've been noticing this the past couple of weeks, Fridays, overall market has been so flat. Pre-market, like it'll have these big moves during the beginning of the week, and then towards Friday, the market just kind of chills, like it's waiting on something. I guess it's waiting for the next week, but or weekend trading or something like that. So yeah, held up this little trend here. It's up 214%. Yeah, the struggle. More volume coming in there. All it's got to do is push up. I see volume. Is it going to show red with this volume coming in? Yeah, this is shady. BIAF. What is this one? Danielle, BIAF. Let's see. We have technology adds to growing number of case studies demonstrating clinical value of SynPath lung. It is a stage 1A lung cancer. Okay. Let's do our due diligence. Go look over here at the daily chart, see where these peaks and valleys are. On BIAF. Woo, look at this. All right. So it was at $3.41 yesterday. Wow, the most recent peak here. And there's a couple of gaps. Okay, so let's see. We got a gap level here. Now duplicate this. Trying to edit gap level, daily gap level. Duplicate that down here. Gap levels. So it did get in between this. We have a small, man, we got a couple of gap levels here. Plenty of gaps, and then peaks. So we had a peak out here, 1354. So let's edit that to show peak level. Peak daily level, my bad. Peak daily. All right, so we got a peak. The body of this candle is down here 1050. We got a couple of gaps. I'm not too worried about those. Let's scroll back a little bit. Okay, so yeah, just about. Okay, we got some gaps back here. 1135. Let's go look at that one. Daily gap. Duplicate. Gaps here. Got a lot of gaps in this one. Let me scroll back a little bit more. Man, 55. I don't know about all that. That's a long way. All right, let's go back and look at the daily chart. We got it all marked up. So we know where the gaps are, or the visible obvious gaps. Let's see what it's got up here. What's the float on this one? Low float, lower float. Where is this one based out of? BIAF. Let's see. It is out of San Antonio, Texas. Bioaffinity Technologies engages in developing non-invasive diagnostics to detect early-stage lung cancer and other diseases of lung using flow cytometry or cytometry and automated analysis in the United States. It operates through two segments: diagnostic research and development and laboratory services. The company offers CyPath Lung, which uses flow cytometry technology to detect and analyze cell populations in a person's sputum and phlegm to find characteristics indicative of lung cancer, including cancer and or cancer-related cells that have shed from a lung tumor. Bioaffinity Technologies was incorporated in 2014 and is based in San Antonio, Texas. All right, so done our due diligence, looked through the idea that is here, and now looking to find some type of structure. The point of control here is on the 1 minute, 581. On the 5 minute, it is 507. So it's kind of close to that. And then on the 15 minute, boy, it is way down there, 348. It's got to come on up. It's got to get some more volume up here. 348 is insane down here. But that looks like that was a heavy traded period during aftermarket session. Looks like. But we're into a new session. We'll see what wants to happen here. Very high topping tails on these first 5 minute candles. Let me show you a 5 minute here. These 5 minute candles. Look at these topping tails. Woo. 7 all the way back down. Let's look at the 15. 15 minute has not closed yet. It's about to close in 3 minutes. But the 5 definitely looking a little crazy here. Coming back up to that daily gap level right there, causing it a little bit of ache and pain. Where's the next one? 780. Yeah, all right. So testing that level. We'll see how the points of controls move. A lot of volume coming into these. And very close to being back under 5 too. $8 million shares traded on this one. Closing that candle there. Does it want to move down or up? The low side is the 544s. A little bit more volume coming in there. About to close this 15-minute candle here. Up 56% with 8 million shares traded. Got a lot of competition ahead of it. A lot of things have already crossed 10 million. So I may just wait and see what that 10 million mark looks like. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 tickers above it with over 10 million shares traded. Testing that daily level again. Daily gap level. Small little push through it. All right, so we finally getting a little bit of structure here. We'll see. Top side of this was 601. It's a little steep though for this to be true structure. Let's see. It's kind of steep for sure. Oops, wrong way. Remove extension and add the extension back the other way. Don't know. It's kind of steep there. About to close this candle in 10 seconds. Yeah, I think it's almost a 10 million shares traded. So now the point of control has moved up from the $3 is up to 509 right now. So 509 on the 15 minutes, 544 on the 1 minute, 536 on the 5 minute. So let me go ahead and paint this up. Starting it from the 509, 509. Let's get this going. So this is a heavily traded level, 509 up to 544. $5.44. All right, so we got a heavily traded level in there. Now, still hasn't reached 10 million shares traded. Slight close over. We're trying to identify a little bit of structure because right now it's not much structure here. $100,000 left to go to reach 10 million. I want it to at least be competing with the competition. Get that 10 million up there. Then let's see some structure. So another close above this level. All right. So let me go ahead and remove because that was kind of steep. Looking for some true. We see the volume coming in here, but let's see which way it wants to go. Still has this daily level here that is really hard test and keeps coming back to. Keeps coming back for more. We have reached 10 million shares traded on this one. Definitely have our zone down here. I mean, it's literally so close to the 5, it doesn't even make sense. So closing this candle there. Volume coming in there, but what's going to be this action on the volume? See that volume pouring in? Little tapsy on that daily level. Okay, just pulled up the point of control here. So the point of control jumped up here to 569. Looking for their structure to form. A lot of volume coming in there for it to slow down like that. Okay. Closing this candle. So point of control moved all the way up here. So on the 1 minute, 5-minute, it's still at 536, but got this level down here that it can retest right at the 5 pretty much. And so this is looking like more of a structural type deal here, coming up and kind of coming to the body of these previous candles. So we'll see what kind of structure forms. $6 whole dollar level, about to close this 1-minute candle. All right, so let's go ahead and draw a little structural integrity and see if this actually holds. Got room down here in 2-hour block. Okay. Okay. Wow. So something got trapped there. And yeah, that looks like it's hurting. Top side, so we got another little possible structure forming. We'll see where the net, well, I can't put this there yet. It looks hot. It may keep going. Still a lower high though. So the top side of this was 668. Okay. Bottom side of this is 644. We've seen it do these little whips before, so it is a little bit of a pattern that it has coming back down like this. But let's just take note. And we got 2 structural levels. I don't know which one to trust, but we got a high traded level down here. So let's see. A little bit of volume coming in up here, but it's trading around that indecision. Got 15 seconds till this candle closes. 13 million shares traded. It is towards the top here. The next level is up here to the 779s. I want to see how it holds this 567. Kind of want to see how that 6 holds. That's that whole dollar level it made it through. $13 million shares traded. $642. Let's get on down there, big boy. All right, so it's got two, so it's confirming a little bit of some type of structure on this trend, and I want to see it kind of hold out of this. Just don't go back below this other one down here, 580s. More volume coming in there. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Come on, big boy. Okay. A little bit of slowdown over the 625s. Got to close this candle right at the, oh, whoa, ho, 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 big boy. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. Did not want to come down and shower us with his presence. This top here was $6.98, $7. Okay. So holding out of both of these. Double top up here at 7. So let me go ahead and mark that up as a pre-market double top. Activate, edit, pre-market double top. Okay. So clear double top, we have this highly traded level. It came back into the structure that we were looking at. And now I want to just see it hold above maybe 550-ish. But more volume is coming in after that double top. It has 16 million shares traded. It's about to pass WAI now. So definitely a competitor on the day or competitor on the day. 16,200,000 shares traded. WAI still at 16,800. So about 400,000 shares to be traded for it to pass it. Continuing to follow the structure. Okay. So we found a secondary structure that seems to be respecting a little bit. So that's the $6 test. Let's see, and it's back down to the point of control of the 1 minute. Finding a little bit more of an idea of what's going on here. And it's about to pass WAI right now. Okay, so it has more volume than WAI. So more people are watching. Oh my goodness. We got our heavily traded level down here that it needs to be holding. It's up 71%. MRM just not getting that love. It might even pass MRM, to be honest. So we got 2 million shares to go to get to that. So this is that gap daily level that we were, or daily gap level that we had marked up is back to. Let's see what kind of move it does down here into our concentration level. Small little pop, but I don't trust that little pop, especially after move down like this. You know, I would rather it even if it were to spike down here into this this concentration level, I would like to see that over, you know, any kind of reversal right here, because after this, there's a lot of sellers enacted right now. Now it could just pop right back up, but because it's a low float, but I'm like, that would be very unpredictable. Hmm. All right. Coming on down there. So as of right now, the high side looks like the 15-minute didn't move. It's still at 509. But the high side, 607. Yeah, 607 is the highest point up here. So it may trade between those levels, but just giving it some time. There's definitely a little struggle at this gap level, trying to decide if they want to break it down or not. The low side of this was 555, so right at the 550 $half level, but still that isn't a level that was super duper traded. So just gonna give it some time. Want to get to that high concentration level. It just brought down the point of control right here to this daily gap level right here at 569. It popped down. So a lot of people trying to make decisions at this 567 on the 1 minute. On the 5 minutes, it has not moved yet. It's still trading below. Okay. 17 million shares traded on this one. Almost to our high concentration area. Closing under that gap level. Going back and retesting it real fast. Okay, a little slowdown in here. All right, so it is coming back up to that level. Came back up here over this concentration level. Tried to get down there, could not. But again, struggling right on this point of control. So the bottom side of this is 550. But that's still, I would like to see it get more in this level to play back up to the upside. Still not good enough for me. Not good enough for me. Quick little pop. Closing this candle in 30 seconds. So came back up and retested this level, the 590s, right under that $6 level. Volume coming in there. Yeah, I think it's starting to form a range. That's okay. Give us a little bit more idea of what this structure is trying to do. Right up to that 6 and finding a little bit of selling there right under the 6. Up 73%. All right, so let's see. You want to retest and try to get back to this high concentration level, or what you trying to do? Now from this double top, let's go ahead and mark this up as a possible structure. Possible structure. See if it continues to actually, no, it's too hot right now. Needs to slow down. Give it a second. $15 seconds left. Let's gonna double top again. Nope, small little break. Right up there to that whole dollar level. Will it splash down? Ooh, splashing up. Okay. A little bit of respect on our structure. Yeah, I see you. I see you, but I don't believe in you. So that is what, one, two, three times, 1, 2, 3 major times that it's done pops up here and respected this level for some reason. All right, is the red coming now? Just tested above this gap fill level a couple of times. We have the 569 as kind of like a bottom. So we'll see what the action is here. It did a little double bottom there on this 1 minute, but not sure. Is it going to show that it wants to hold this 6? Okay, so now we're closing candles quite above that 567 there. Okay. Bottom side 591. Just hanging around the 6. My question is, are you ready to go? Do you want to break out? About to close this candle here. 10 seconds. Doing a little buffering. Point of control just moved up here to the 594s. I'm going to go ahead and take at this, looking for the break. If it does slam down, oh well. $20 shares in, looking for the break of this level, 627. We held this level. The next level up there is $7. So let's see. I'm in 30 shares. Not anything crazy. Got this level of high concentration down here. Does it want to break down on me? Looks like it does. Back to holding this level. Yeah, I'm going to get ready to get out. That's a crazy move down. Got me caught up in there, man. It's definitely looking for it to hold up. Under 5, I definitely go ahead and jump. Once again at this daily gap level. Okay. Making it halfway back up there. Let's see if we can close around that $6 level again for another test out. Added for the break. We got a bottom down here, 561. I really don't want to see this thing come back down to 613 is my entry. My average price on these 40 shares. Let's close this candle. Can we get a break over the 610s is the question. 6s. Can we see 605s? Nope. All right. Yeah, so this bottom 550-ish, I'm gonna have to get on down. Again, holding over this level, so the top side of this is $6. That's a whole dollar level. Don't need to break that. 10 seconds left. Okay, so break over 6 at this point. All right, tap 6 there. Can we continue to push? And 50 shares. Tapped it again. All right, so moving on up. So a $70 risk. So the risk on this is $72. It would need to come down here to 489 to lose me $72. But for right now, we got this point of concentration that I really want to hold above if it can. 50 shares. Can we pump up over 6? Can we see over 6 again? Really thought you could do better, buddy. Looking for that break and just could not get it. Back over 6. Can we see it? Let me ease down a little bit. Can we see over 6? 6. Can we see it? $21 million shares traded on this one. You telling me you can't get over 6? Add it a little bit more, 65 shares. Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I'm just absolutely tripping. Add it there, 70 shares in. So the next level is up here to this 707. Let's see if we can get 30 cents in the game though. 707. Can we get that? So 608 is my average. And I need to see it break back above 625s if possible. So that next pre-market double top is up there waiting on us. The value level high for this is 654. So for me to lose $70, it's got to come back to 5 basically, and that'll be a $72 loss. Looking for those buyers to take us on over 620. 625, okay. Got this next level up here. Even if we get to the value level, I'll be willing to take it 650 because that's a 30-cent winner. So let's see what happens at 650. $645, $649. Can we touch that top though? Okay. So come on, big boy. Can you get to 670s? Possibly, yep. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit. Get some pre-market gains up here on this double top area. I'm holding 55 shares. Let's see if we can get above that, maybe. Okay, sevens, little tap. Come on. I'll be out at the bottom of this candle if it crashes back to 614 for sure. Don't play me. I will do it. 650. Let's see. What's this? 640s. Okay. Don't play me. Go ahead and go back green. Okay. Take a little bit off. 50 shares left. The high of this is the 710s. Where are those buyers, man? Taking a little bit. 45 shares left. Keeps tapping up here, but showing me red. So, not sure what it actually wants to do. Those 90s. Go ahead and take a bit off. 40 shares left. Because it's at a pretty prominent point right now. 30 shares left. Need to see some green, man. See some green over this 675. I can add to this. Okay, we'll bounce in there, but just not giving me what I want. See some green, bro. You just lifted up the value level. Come on, stop playing. Add it. Ah, missed the add. Okay, add it right there. Thought it could get through, but may have not calculated correctly. See the 85s. All right. Taking off some. An indecision under this big level. I do not like this. 24 shares left. Yep, I did not want to see it back towards that. 650 holding 15. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that was a big level for it to hold. It is what it is. 9 shares left. No pops. All right. Don't like that move back off of that level. Only holding 6 shares. 3 shares. And so at this point, I got green on the day, got a little pocket protection, but this I really was expecting it not to double or triple top here. Very heavy level we had already seen, but yeah, just not expecting that weakness. Oops. All right. It is what it is. All right. Well, we'll wait for the next one. The heavily traded area here, though. So we'll edit this or activate this real quick. $509. So it still has the possibility of coming down here to this heavily traded level. I can't believe it double top like that, or triple top like that on the 1 minute. I was like, okay, it's gonna break. That's why I was trying to take a little bit, because I was like, okay, I know this is the level. If it's gonna go, then great. But if not, I'm okay with selling. Okay, so overall, it has been doing this thing right here from this little level. Let's see what holds from this. So it's tested this 1-2 times. It's going to break down this level. I can go ahead and get rid of this one. This one's out of play. All right, what you want? Oh my goodness, it's almost 8 o'clock. I got to get out of here for my morning meeting. I'm going to continue watching this one, especially into the open. I mean, I already got a cushion on it, so, you know, I can play around with it a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to keep on watching this one as well. It's got 27 million shares traded. I did not see the time pass like that, but yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on this one for Friday. Had a little bit of catalyst. Gave me a little bit of a move. I just like to see structure, and I like it to make it make sense. It came down here once to this highly traded level and held above it. Came down here again to this highly traded level and held above it. So I gave it a little try through that structure, and want to see if it's going to be able to hold this level again. Maybe during intraday it comes down and tests this, but if it goes below 5, it's over with. I don't want it. But I think for the most part, let me see how many cents I got off that win. I was looking for 30 cents, but I may not have gotten it. I may not have gotten it. Not sure. Today is the 26th. Okay, just synced up. Okay, what was the win on that one? Okay, so I got 52 cents on that one. 52 cents out of there. So I did get my goal. But you know, so I got in at 612 average, was getting out at 664. So I got 20 cents past the goal of 30 cents. Okay, that works. That works. So I'll wait for another opportunity if it can continue to hold, but I'm not sure. After that triple top, that's going to be a hard break level for it, especially on a Friday. The market is up though, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it is supporting buyers or if it's going to go back sideways when the intraday comes. But I got to get out of here. I got 2 minutes until this meeting. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you like, you can like the video. If you want to subscribe, you can do that. I stream on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube, but I got to get out of here. Appreciate y'all. And as always, keep your head on the swivel. And I will see you in the next one on Monday morning pre-market. Peace.